all the word jihad, it was like I was talking Hebrew to him. Did not have a clue. And when I explained to him what jihad was, he thinks I was crazy. But I asked him, and I had to insist, and I said, I want to speak to an FBI guy. Do you know anybody in the FBI that is normal? And we found a guy that has been 30 years on terrorism in Chicago, and that was it was staying in Memphis. And his name was Tim Boucher. And I met with Tim Boucher, and I gave him everything I had. I said, don't tell me that this country is not under threat. He said, well, let me speak with Washington, and we'll get back to you. The next day, they got back to me, and they said, well, we need to speak with you. This is a very dangerous situation. We don't want you to put yourself at risk, so we are going to give you a fake name, and Tim and I, we're going to meet, and I will give my information to Tim. And I said, well, listen to me carefully. I have 2 young boys, and I want you to tell me how my husband is dangerous. What is it? Oh, if you talk to an FBI agent and you ask him a question, you don't get any answer. You better talk to the wall. That's the same thing. And I said, well, listen, I'm not here only to talk. You listen, I talk. Now it's your turn to talk, and I listen. What is the danger? He said, it is. All I can tell you, it's very dangerous. In 1998, I said, okay, I have a choice. I have a choice to take my boys and to go back to France. But all of a sudden, you know, thinking about that, I knew they were going, the more I was receiving information, the more I knew that they were going to kill people by thousands. And I was thinking about France, where in Normandy, you have all those American cross over there, all those young people that died to free my country after the Second World War. And if they did not come, I would be German. And I said, I cannot do that. I have to stay, and I have to stand. And what happened, I started living like the perfect housewife, the perfect mother. My husband was very controlling, very cheap, but because he was all the time in the hospital, you know, I could manage. I took the children to soccer, I took the children to chess. As he was a doctor and he was making a good salary, I tried to have, you know, good education for the kids. And from 1998, I accepted to enter their mosque. I told him I did not show anything. I said, because he always told me that Islam was a religion of peace, that women were very liberated. I don't know where you get your stuff. But according to my husband, woman liberation originated in the Middle East. That's news to you. Let me say. So from 1998 to 2001, I went to their mosque. I took my son to the Sunday school, and I was listening. And I said, oh, this is great. I saw their education. They first start by a small mosque. They get bigger and bigger. They get money from Saudi Arabia. The Saudi are founding all those Islamic schools. And within 2 years, Memphis had an Islamic school, and my husband said, we are going to send our son to the Islamic school. This when start the fight. I said, no. That's not. And we start a little bit arguing about the Islamic school. But because the Islamic school was just at the beginning, he did not insist too much. It's in 2000, my brother-in-law came back to visit from Florida. He did not know that I was intercepting all his email because his email account was coming on my internet. One of the emails was representing a skeleton, veiled, like an Arabic woman, veiled. Skeleton with a hand like that. In the hand, they were holding the map of the United States. And the map of the United States was blowing up like explosion in New York, Washington, Miami, Las Vegas. That was a major explosion. The other one was very little stuff. I tried to give that to the FBI agent. 2000, when my brother-in-law came to visit, it was another awakening. I said, oh, I just had to say nothing. I was quiet. And I told my FBI agent, I said, you know, it's coming sooner. Oh, I said, well, I'm going to call Washington again. And Washington said no. Yeah. Washington said no. There is nothing is going to happen. All right. 2000, when 2001 came, September 11, I said, well, that's it. 2001, after September 11, my husband started showing exactly what it was. He started exploding, saying, only 3,000 Americans killed? That's nothing compared to we had to shut up television. We could not watch television. Each time a Jew was speaking on television, shut that Jew. I don't want to hear them. We are going to kill them all. And this Western civilization is going to disappear. Life until 2001 to 2004 was hell. Hell. He threatened me. He put a sword on my throat, saying that's what I would like to do. He told me he would inject me at night because he was a good doctor and nobody will find out. He put threat on the children. 2004, I finally get a restraining order, and I say, that's it, I'm in the end of, I'm going to be in the end of the American judicial court, and I'm fine. Well, guess what? The judge ruled against me. When we brought to that judge proof of link to terrorism, she shut the lawyer up. She ruled that my children has to be raised Muslim. She threw both my kids and I out of our home. We were homeless. We went to live with a child. She gave me 1 year support, and I could not rent any apartment. I had to go stay with some friend in Texas that left me with their house until finally a real estate lady in Memphis let me rent an apartment without giving a lot of stuff. My children live under fear that their father is going to take them because the judge ordered to hold the passport and will give the passport for my husband to take them to pilgrimage. If my son leaves for Saudi Arabia, I will never see him again. The oldest one, who is 18 years old, she's still holding his passport. She's not going to. She stuck us in Shelby County. She threatened my boys under an interview, saying that if you don't want to go with your father, you are going nowhere. My 2 boys stand against her, and we are still fighting that judge. I went and I said, well, what can I do? We went in front of the House of Representatives of the state of Tennessee and gave the story of other women that are also under the same judge. The House of Representatives, when I told them about terrorism, they told me, oh, you better not to talk about terrorism. It can be dangerous for you. And that's where I am now. We are left with nothing. We are fighting the corruption in Memphis for the judicial system. I don't know what's going to be next, but you know, God help me. And the only thing I had to say is it's now time for Jesus to take the wheels because I cannot do anything anymore. Thank you.